Now you've seen the whole thing, so we can all go home. This was a very unique show. They've never done anything like this before. They took 6 people that had no idea what they were doing. They dropped us off in 6 different places in South America. We had no survival experience at all. I'd never done anything like this at all before. They dropped us off in these 6 different places, and then they said, good luck, we'll see you later. And they left us. They abandoned us there. They wanted to see if the average normal, well, relatively normal person could go out there and survive on their own. There was no cash prize. There was no money involved. It was just to see if you could do it. Now, the crazy thing about this is that they gave us very little equipment and didn't tell us where we were going. I had no idea what the 6 zones were, and I didn't know how long I would be in each location. So you had no idea how to prepare, how to prep, what to do in each spot. You have no idea when they were going to come and get you. At about 3 o'clock in the morning, this beacon alarm would go off, and you'd have 20 minutes to pack your stuff in the dark, and then they'd haul you off to the next location. They'd drop you off. They'd travel across the country. You know, sometimes I went from like Brazil to Argentina, and it was private planes and private cars and private transportation. They kept you away from the public. When I was in an airport, they put me in a back room, like a janitor's closet, and said, sit there for a couple hours until your flight leaves. There was no food. There was no shower. There was no resupply. There was nothing. And then they drop you off for the next location, sometimes after dark. There was a time when I was in this place called the Bush Plains, and I was on my hands and knees feeling around at 10 o'clock at night trying to find something to light on fire, to make a fire. You had no idea what was around, if there's snakes or bugs or spiders, and you're feeling around in the dark. I had no flashlight. I had nothing except fire. They gave us a little bit of equipment. They gave us a machete, a little pot, a ferro rod for making sparks, a little tarp, a little bit of fishing equipment, and then they gave us what they called was 3 days worth of rations. Now in reality, most of you ate more for breakfast than what they gave us, these 3 days of rations. This was kind of an emergency just in case, well, we can't get to you, and you know, there's a big storm or a flood, and you tap out, and we're gonna be a couple days before we can get to you. They gave us a cup of rice, a cup of beans, a little bit of trail mix, and a little bit of beef jerky. And I purposed on day 1 that I was not gonna eat that, and I survived the entire time out there without touching those rations. One time went 7 days without eating anything, and I was not going to touch those rations until I absolutely had to. A lot of people ask me why, right? I'm sure a lot of you are thinking that right now, like, what is the matter with him? So what's mattered with me, well, was that you go through psychological evaluations when you're out there or before you get on the show. And I will have you know that I am the perfect amount of crazy. Okay, you can't be too crazy. You can't be not crazy enough. This is the perfect amount right now for reality TV. I got that question of why a lot when I first signed up for this, mainly from my mother. She's the one that said, if you die out there, I will kill you. Now, I don't think she completely thought that through, but I knew exactly what she was getting at. But for me, this was an opportunity to show the world that there's life after cancer, that you don't have to quit. You don't give up. When life gives you an obstacle, you keep fighting and you keep going. You never stop. I also wanted to show my boys that with hard work and determination, you can accomplish anything. You set your mind to that, and you set your goal, and you never, ever quit.